I got into the electrical field with a vision of what I wanted, which was agriculture. I knew to get there, I needed an occupation. I needed those pay stubs, that history income to get approved through a bank to get the big loan for a property. So I started doing electrical at a small company in the Lower Valley. While I was doing that, I knew what I wanted. That was just a stepping stone to be a farmer. I needed that income, so I saved as much money as possible. And when the time came, I found a little spot, a little opportunity opened up, and I had the funds available to present a business plan to the bank and get my loan. I started off with a 10-acre lot, open land, and I couldn't buy trees like everybody else. They're $8 to $10 a tree, depending where you get them, if not more, depending if they got a patent. But my dad is a very smart guy who knows how to graft trees and grow. He's done this since he was little. He helped me buy rootstocks. So I bought roughly the rootstocks I needed at 60-some cents a rootstock. They're little baby rootstocks, not big enough to graft them. So I planted them all in the nursery. We grew them, and come August, we grafted them onto the varieties we wanted. So I'm 5 years in right now. My plan now is to continue to grow. So I'm taking out all my older blocks of apples that are now they're 18 by 10, and a new density block you're looking at more like 10 by 1.5 feet or a foot, depending on what you're looking to do. And that's where I'm at right now, taking out all the old stuff and renovating it with high density orchards to be able to keep up with the market. It's a lot of money going in. You're talking about on a 9.5 by 1.5 foot tree spacing, you're looking at roughly 3,000 trees per acre. And that can get really expensive. So obviously I had to get a loan for that, a little loan for that, and I made my own trees because I couldn't buy them. And a lot more training too. But you do get a lot more yields per acre, and it's not I thought it was gonna be on third year, okay, I'm gonna start getting 80, 90 bins per acre. No, it doesn't work out like that. You gotta let them mature, it's baby steps, and I was just excited, and I was thinking, okay, on the third year, I got it made, I'm going to be getting all this money, but no, it still takes time for those trees to mature. But I'm at the point where I'm starting to see those kind of numbers. It's not just about the yields or the return, getting those 100 bins per acre. It's about the quality you're able to grow. It's all that extra sunlight that the apples are exposed to, and the color, all that comes from that high density orchard, not as much a foiler that blocks the sun. You can have one variety right now that's making really good money. A year or two from now, it's not going to be the same. So it's really hard, but make a educated decision on what you're going to put out there. Don't just, like right now, I would tell everybody to steer away from galas just because the market's flooded from galas. So do your research on what's paying the money right now and what's giving you the best returns. Don't just go out there and say, I'm going to put an orchard and I'm going to put this variety just because. Do your research. All right, well, when I was looking for a place to buy, one of the key factors that I was looking at, and my dad advised me because I was not thinking about that. I was just excited to get something. But I had the blessing of having my dad, and one of the things was, how cold does it get in that area? Are you going to be able to have a crop? You can do everything right, but if weather does not cooperate, it pretty much ruins you. So you have to have a good spot that's not too cold, and you're gonna have a harvest. And then along with that, you have to make sure you have water and good soil. And if your soils aren't quite there, there's corrections you can do, but try to have good rich soil is really important. I need to do as much as I can myself, because at the time when I first started, I didn't have the funds to pay somebody else to do everything. It was me working as an electrician and then coming home and then having the will to go out there and get on the tractor, mow the grass, start training some rows, start doing stuff that can save you money instead of having to pay somebody else. You have to have that will to want to get out there and do it. But it's very doable, and it's very satisfying when you start getting that production, that you start seeing your fruit picked and in the bins. It's the greatest feeling.